Hi everybody, I'm Dr. John Douillard and welcome to LifeSpa.com. You know, we're in the dead of the winter and this is a time of the year where people have issues, stabilizing and maintaining a stable mood, right? And it was sort of interesting, a lot of this depends on light, on sunlight. And the lack of sunlight in the winter is directly linked to seasonal affective disorder, a significant less production of serotonin, which keeps mood stable, keeps us happy, and also a protein called the brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. And BDNF is a rejuvenating protein that is, as well as serotonin, is significantly more abundant in nature in the summertime when the sun is more available. So those proteins and those neurotransmitters of serotonin, the BDNF, are there to really support us during the summer months. But come winter, when the sun is less available, we tend to lose production of the brain-derived neurotrophic factor and serotonin. In one study, they showed that people who had the highest amounts of the BDNF had 50% less amount of brain aging, which is sort of a normal thing that happens to us as our brain ages and we have cognitive decline along with that. But the folks with the most BDNF had 50% less cognitive decline and age-related brain aging. So it's really important to keep those numbers up. So the cool thing is that even though winter doesn't have as much sun, nature provided a way in some of its harvests that really helped deliver more serotonin and more BDNF during the winter months, right? Which is really cool. You can also, don't forget, get out in the sun in the winter time too. You miss out on, some of the UV radiation, which is the part of us that's sort of damaging, but there's plenty of infrared radiation, which is really good for mood. That's a discussion for another topic, but definitely in the winter, get out in the sun. That's really important as well. But today I want to talk about the foods that nature harvests for us in the fall for winter eating that naturally amp up the BDNF and the serotonin levels. And those are foods like chickpeas and tofu and eggs and cheese and nuts and salmon and turkey are all high foods that are harvested in the fall for winter eating that are loaded with BDNF and support the natural production of tryptophan and serotonin, which is kind of really cool. So those foods are naturally occurring. Now in nature, or in the science, there's four major, and there's more coming online all the time, but there's been four major brain-derived neurotropic factors, and those are fish oils, and then an Ayurvedic herb called bacopa, another Ayurvedic herb called ashwagandha, and another Ayurvedic herb or spice called turmeric. So it's sort of interesting that all four of those are winter harvested, fall harvested for winter eating, and they amp up our natural lack of serotonin and our natural lack of BDNF during the winter months when we need that mood stability the most, right? Isn't that really cool? Just think about it. The fish in Alaska, when it's super cold there, at least it used to be super cold there, they migrate down in the winter months along the coast of America and other parts of the world, and we fish those fish. Those high omega-3 fatty acid fish naturally migrate and they become more available to us here in the mainland during the winter months when we need it the most, right? So that natural migration supports the amped up amount of omega-3 fatty acids that we would get to give us the brain-derived neurotropic factor that supports mood stability, which has been well studied with fish oils, which is really important. We have a really cool fish oil called the Mini Omega, where they actually break down, it's patented, they break down the triglyceride form of the fish oil to a monoglyceride form, which means it doesn't have to be broken down by your liver and gallbladder. It goes right into your intestinal tract, right into your blood, and delivers the benefit at 3 times potency, and it lasts 3 times as long, according to the studies. Crazy concept, because a lot of us don't have good gallbladder, liver, fat digestive function. So we eat all these fish oils, but we don't really deliver them, so the absorption is somewhat compromised, and this sort of bypasses that whole thing. So if you've got digestive issues, liver issues, then this might be the way to go to get your fish oils, because you won't get it from your fish either because you're not breaking down those fats in an efficient manner, right? So that's important. The other herbs like bacopa, studies have shown that bacopa has been a powerful mood stabilizer. It's the #1 herb we use for mental clarity, focus, and mood stability. And it's, again, a root that's harvested in the fall for winter eating, and it naturally increases serotonin and the brain derived neurotropic factor. Ashwagandha, a fall harvested warm, sweet, heavy root, one of the most classic adaptogens for winter rebuilding and rejuvenation and endurance. And now we have science to show it's powerfully supports mood stability during those winter months when we need it the most. And then finally, turmeric. Turmeric, again, a fall harvested root, a little bit on the warmer side, heavier. Needs a little bit of black pepper to make it absorb better. We combine it at 16 parts turmeric and 1 part black pepper. And you can do that at home yourself. That increases the absorption rate of the turmeric by 2,000%. And that, when that was done back in the year 2000, that encouraged all this research on taking the extract of turmeric, curcumin, and the extract of black pepper, bioprine, putting them together and getting this super potent version when you already get 2,000% increase when you take just the whole herb itself, the turmeric, with the black pepper, the whole herb at 16:1 ratios, right? And then you get all the constituents of the black pepper and all 300 constituents of the turmeric, as opposed to just the one constituent of turmeric called curcumin. So I've written a lot of articles at LifeSpa.com about why we really want whole herbs the very best we can. And part of that is because of the microbes that exist in the whole herbs, and they are part of the biochemical, nutritional, therapeutic package. So it's not just the herb chemistry, it's the bugs on the plant that combine synergistically to make the plant a whole food and deliver a whole benefit, a lasting benefit. Where extracts, while they're very beneficial in many cases, they're sterile. They don't have the bugs on them. So yeah, use them when you need them, but get on, get better, get off. They're like medicines. You get on the medicine, you get better, you get off, great. When you start using herbs more like foods and seasonally appropriate foods, you want to get the bugs in the right season at the right time, and you want to get ones that are whole and organic, that have all those bugs on them, and that's what we do here at LifeSpa. So check it out. I just love how nature provided for us. We have that lack of serotonin and brain-derived neurotropic factor, accelerating mood issues and cognitive decline in the winter, brain fog, all that. And nature says, no, we got foods, eggs, cheese, salmon, all this, but we also have, herbs like bacopa, turmeric, and ashwagandha to help amp up those mood stabilizing agents for us. Pretty cool. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you next week. I'm Dr. John Douillard.